Hello, so if you've just relocated to the UK or you've just moved to the UK, I'm sure you'll be looking forward to the day when you can get your hands on your indefinite leave to remain. Why is that? Well, if you get the indefinite leave to remain, it's one way for which you can apply for several benefits, because if you're living here on a visa that has restrictions, then you cannot apply for several benefits, and we have a video on our channel that explains some of the benefits that you don't get. I will link that in the description as well. And it's the single document that once you get it, you know you can progress to get your British citizenship, and then you're done with visa renewals. That is the dream for everybody. If you gave birth to a child whilst you're here and you get your indefinite leave to remain, then your child does not have to wait any longer and they can apply for their British citizenship like we have done for our daughter. And also you'll be able to live, study and work here indefinitely, no time restrictions. So today you're in luck. In this video I'm going to talk you through the process for applying for the indefinite leave to remain. And also, if you stay tuned to the very end of the video, I'm going to show you one way through which you can actually get the indefinite leave to remain very quickly. So we'll be right back.
A new place, a new home for a while. Let me feel alive.
Now, the first question you want to ask yourself, what you need before you can apply for the indefinite leave to remain. Now, to apply for the indefinite leave to remain, one important test that you have to take is the number 1, the English language test, and number 2, the life in the UK test. Now, you may be able to have them waive for you to write the English language test if you have studied for a master's degree in the UK like I have. So if you haven't, then you'd have to write the English language test. And then another test that you also have to write is the life in the UK test. That one cannot be waived. It's specifically for people who are between the ages of 18 and 64. So if you fall within that age gap, then then you definitely have to write the life in the UK test. We'll soon upload a video on our channel to explain the process that Richmond used to get to write the life in the UK test, and the trick that he used to be able to pass it with one try. So stay tuned for that. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, consider to subscribe to it, because more content will be coming related to that. Anyway, so let's carry on. Now let's talk about the cost of getting indefinite leave to remain. The indefinite leave to remain is £2,404. So that's what you need to pay when you're applying for that visa. And generally the decision comes within 6 months. You will have your decision, and the restriction is that you cannot travel out of the country, that is out of the UK, once you submit your application for that. Okay, so how can you be eligible to apply for the indefinite leave to remain? Well, there are several routes through which you can become eligible to apply for the indefinite leave to remain, and the time range lasts between let's say between 2 and 5 years. The most popular ones are the Tier 2 work visa and the global talent visa, which is by far the most shortest. Now with the tier 2 you have to stay here for 5 years, and this applies to your dependents as well. So if you have dependents and they come on your visa and you are the main applicant, and you apply, you came to the UK with the tier 2, then you have to work here for 5 years before you will then become eligible to apply for the indefinite leave to remain. Now, like I said, if you are the main applicant and you have been on tier 2 for 3 years, if you switch to the global talent, then you will immediately qualify to apply for your indefinite leave to remain, and that is what Richmond did actually. So that remain because he switched to the global talent visa. Unfortunately, dependents do not qualify to use that route, which is the, let's say, I call it a fast track route to get your indefinite leave to remain. So dependents have to wait for 5 years. Anyway, let's carry on. So it costs £2,404, like I said, to apply, and you will get your decision within 6 months. However, if you haven't got the patience to wait, you can apply for either priority visa service or super priority visa service. Now that costs money, as you would expect. For the super priority visa, it costs £800 in addition to your £2,404, and you will get your decision within the next working day. So yeah, if you apply on Wednesday, you will get your decision by Thursday. And you have to also remember that bank holidays are not included. So if you were to apply on Friday and let's say Monday was a bank holiday, then you would expect to get your decision on Tuesday. So yeah, you just have to be ready. If you can't wait, then you have to be willing to pay that amount of money. If you apply for the priority visa, then that's 5 days. So you get your decision within 5 days. And any other one, you'd have to wait under 6 months. From Richmond's perspective, he waited for 3 months and then he got his decision. So that is, so normally it does not last the whole 6 months. But yeah, that is it. So when do you have to apply? Once you become eligible to apply for the indefinite leave to remain, you'll have to apply. The earliest you can apply will be 28 days before you're eligible. So if you're going with the 5-year route, for instance, you will have to you can only apply, let's say, 1 month before that 5 years would have elapsed. So that's when you have to apply. So if you're switching between visas, like for instance you are the main applicant and you're trying to apply with 2 kinds of visas, like Richmond did, where he switched from tier 2 to the global talent visa, you have to make sure that it impacts your dependents, because, and I'm going to upload a video soon about how that impacts us, because then we have to, because Richmond switched a bit too early, it did not affect him when I have to be specific on my date. So because of that, I'm having to do some extra calculations as to how before I'll be eligible to apply. So you have to be careful, because if you apply any earlier than 28 days prior to you become eligible to apply for the indefinite leave to remain, you will get refused. So you have to bear that in mind when you're doing your calculations. So that is all for the video. I apologize for switching between venues. I thought it was a lovely day and I wanted to film outside, but I got some distractions, so I had to come back upstairs to film. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today's video and you found it very informative. If you have any questions, as usual, please feel free to leave it in the comments and we'll get back to you as quickly as we can. And we have left in the description box some relevant videos that we think will be of benefit to you. And please subscribe, please like it, share this video with all your friends and your family and among your network. Help a friend to help another. So that is it. Have a good week. Bye.